right, thanks a lot, Carly. Well, the holiday season, of course, can be magical for so many people, but for many others, it can really bring up feelings of sadness.
So here to tell us what to do if you are experiencing loneliness around this time of year is Dr. Sarah Getch from Kansas City University. Welcome.
Hi.
So Dr. Getch, what are some of the physical and mental risks that we have of loneliness?
So you might remember back in May, the Surgeon General came out and said in the United States we have an epidemic of loneliness. And at that point in time, he was reporting that 50% of Americans were reporting chronic loneliness. Now we see other statistics that come out say maybe 1 in 4. And the reason why the Surgeon General is paying attention is because of the impacts that it has, both physically and mentally. So it can increase risk for depression and anxiety, right, psychologically, but physically we're talking about increased risk for cardiovascular disease, stroke, dementia, even premature death. So loneliness can be a big problem.
Yeah, and we were just talking about this off air. You know, it's a real thing for, you know, you think of kids, they have school, they have college, they have events, they have all these other opportunities, but some adults like us, you know, it's hard to like meet new friends, you know, or to make connections, you know, if you don't have a lot of them.
Yeah, it is. It's really difficult, you know, and so one of the things I would suggest a couple things. You know, one is be curious. So follow your natural curiosities and your interests, and then that will lead you to other people who are interested in those things. So if you are just naturally curious about, I don't know, maybe it's birdhouse making. I don't know what it is for either of you, but maybe that's it.
No, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can follow those interests and start to meet people that way. So that's a good tip. I also think being brave is really important if you're feeling lonely, because you have to act as if you are ready to take that step, as if you're not afraid of, you know, falling down or being rejected or any of those things too.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
You know, I'm thinking maybe like a historical actor, you know, get involved.
There you go.
Yeah. You know, maybe be like a Union soldier.
I'll
you know?
come watch you.
Maybe I'll meet some people that way.
I would love to come see this
crazy amount
in
of
real
people.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time of year, there's a lot of Hallmark movies, you know, those romantic movies that are out there. How does that impact people who are either single or divorced? You know, it's kind of hard to avoid those movies at this time of year that can be triggering.
I know, and admittedly, I'm a sucker for a holiday romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that it can be difficult. You know, the holidays highlight a lot of positive and negative emotion, right? It just sort of brings it all to the surface. And the reality is, if you're single during this time period, maybe you're having a lot of positive and negative emotions highlighted as well. But I like to remind everybody that movies and social media, that's not reality. That's not reality.
Yes.
That's not our bar. If that's your bar, we have to adjust our expectations.
Okay, so for those girls who are sad and lonely, thinking that they're going to go home for the holidays and, you know, that their high school boyfriend is going to roll in and take over the Christmas tree farm.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say.
That probably won't happen.
It's probably not going to happen.
But there probably are a lot of other perks about being single around the holidays. You know, you're maybe not tied to different events or obligations, and you could leave when you want, all of those things. So reframing it to take the things you like out of that situation is also helpful.
I like that.
And do you think some of this, Dr. Getch, is sort of an outgrowth of the pandemic? You know, people kind of got used to hunkering down and being alone, and you know, now that the world's open again, some people are still, you know, not out there.
I think so. I think we get out of practice. I think being social and being friendly is a muscle that we have to work. It's an exercise that we have to go through, and a really important one, right? We mentioned how important it is to have that social support network. So definitely I think the pandemic has contributed to that. I was thinking about this on the drive in, and I was thinking about how if social networking, you know, online was so good, then why are people still so lonely?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a great take.
And it's, so I don't think it's working the way that we want it to. And this works better.
That's a great way to put it.
That is a great way to put it.
Like we've never been more connected, but more isolated at the same time.
Yeah.
Great information. Where can people find you for more information?
They can find me, I have a faculty page on Kansas City University, so you can look up KCU and you'll find me, Dr. Getch. I run the clinical psychology program there, so you can reach out that way. That would be great.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Dr. Getch, good stuff. Thanks so much.